This review is going to have slight spoilers of Encanto, not really of the plot, but of basically the tone and some of the themes. Hopefully, the amount of spoilers I give are the exact same amount the trailer gave. You guys are not gonna fucking believe this, but Encanto is a modern Disney movie that is actually good. I am just as dumbfounded about this as I assume many of you were when you saw the movie yourself, or when you hear in other reviews and such. What I assume, like everyone else, I expected this movie to be garbage, mostly because every other Disney movie nowadays, whether it's an original or part of Marvel or Star Wars or stuff like that, every single Disney movie has been garbage nowadays. Animated films are no exception. So when I saw this movie myself, on Disney Plus eventually, my mind was just blown. This movie is actually decent. It's actually pretty good. Now, I only seen this once, so I'm not gonna automatically conclude that it's a perfect film. I assume there's like small plot holes or shit like that I might have overlooked on first viewing. But as far as I know, this movie doesn't do anything that's beyond stupidity like most other Disney products have been doing nowadays. Most of the characters are pretty memorable and fleshed out, or at least the right characters that needed to be fleshed out are fleshed out. The only reason I don't remember their names is because I'm terrible with names, unless their names are repeated over and over again, which is why the only character's name I remember is Bruno. But just because I don't remember their names doesn't mean I don't find them memorable at all. I remember most of the characters and the side characters and their personality and what they do. And to give this movie credit, this movie does have an antagonist that's relatable and you feel bad for. And I don't mean an antagonist that does abhorrent shit and then the story itself keeps telling us, oh, it's misguided character, she's a tragic character, blah, 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 stuff. No, this is an antagonist where the film actually shows to us of how tragic this character is. And the antagonist is not even a horrible person. It's just misguided. So yeah, the characters were nicely done. The songs in it were pretty good. I'm not the best critic at music. I used to like Tom MacDonald, but I will say that the music in Encanto is pretty enjoyable to hear, and I can guarantee they are at least tolerable to everyone. None of the songs made me want to gouge my ears out of my head or anything like that. I guess the closest for the songs to be annoying is that I guess the singing voice of the main protagonist is a little grating, but even that is not too bad. It's tolerable. All the songs are pretty good, and it even does its thematic message very well. Now, obviously, we notice that most of the Disney products nowadays have had a societal message, and most of them have been piss poorly executed nowadays. Part of the reason why I was worried Encanto was not going to be good is because the trailer made the film out to be that it was going to be another one of those forms of art that has the honestly really overdone message now that, oh, it's okay that you don't have superpowers, you're just special as you're just as special as everyone else. That type of stuff. Not to say it's a bad message on its own, depending on the context really, but it's just been super overdone. But to my surprise, while there are elements of that message in Encanto, that's not what Encanto is about. It's actually about something else. It's about something that goes a little deeper than what the trailer makes it out to be. And of course, what's most important is, as far as I know, there are no major plot holes with this film. I mean, so far, the only one I've heard is the fact that one character has a superpower, and apparently her power could have been useful in some situations, but I've actually managed to hear some logical arguments against that, being that her powers wouldn't be working around the time they would have been useful. So overall, Encanto is a shockingly solid Disney movie, which is a nice breath of fresh air, because I don't think we've got a solid Disney movie in the past fucking 5 years. But I want to get your hopes up that this is Disney getting back to its roots, because honestly, especially after watching some of the stuff they shout out after releasing Encanto, I say Encanto is just luck. Everybody was lucky that Encanto was good. Everybody was lucky that Encanto just so happened to have competent writers. Yeah, I wouldn't get your hopes up that Disney is returning to its roots. But overall, Encanto, a solid movie. Actually recommend it. You should check it out. May not be everybody's cup of tea, but it's a pretty decent flick.